What is going on, everybody? Here we have a wonderful game of Valorant being played here at Champlain, and this will be against UMASS Aces. The map pool is pretty interesting. We have Fracture, Ascent, and Haven on the ready. Fracture seems to be UMass's pick, Ascent is Champlain's pick, and then Haven will be the decider if it goes to a best of 3. I'm a little curious as to what the plans are for each map pick that the teams picked. So on Fracture, what's UMass's plan coming into this match? And Ascent, what is Champlain's plan as well? And it'll be really interesting to figure out what they've got set up for the other team, and if they've been counter-stratting or just doing anything to counter what the other team has been doing. Well, we're excited for a great game of Valorant upcoming.
Yeah, by the way, guys, I'm Rig Pig, this is Ashton.
Hi.
We got a great game for you guys tonight. I don't really know anything about the sort of default plans that CC could be pulling out. I'm excited to see what they have in store. Fracture, first pick for CCE. I don't have anything else. What about you?
I mean, Champlain Esports. So Fracture is UMass's pick.
Okay.
So I'm wondering how Champlain Esports is going to be dealing with the more long-ranged angles that Fracture can come to play against. And they will be starting, Champlain will be starting on the attacking side, which I'm curious as to what their agent picks, their team comp, and how they want to spread out around the map to try and gain some map control and maybe try and cut off some sight lines or just maybe confuse UMass. And if UMass is on defense, how they're going to deal with what Champlain is going to try and throw at them.
Yeah. I'm curious also about agent picks. I'm not familiar with the agents that Champlain likes to play. You mentioned that they need to get that information early. Are they going to go for a lot of information agents, trying to get as much information as they can, play it a little slow, or you think they're going to be a little more aggressive early on, try and catch them off guard? I really have no idea, but I'm excited to see what they can do.
I'm excited to see if they decide to pull out a KO. I mean, KO is a pretty good informational agent. Going into Fracture, there are a couple knife lineups that I even know that can just clear out entire sites with just one knife. And I'm curious to see if maybe that'll get put into play, or maybe if they'll pick a different smoker, like Brim or Omen.
Yeah, and like if you take KO with like a fade, you got those double information abilities that could be really dangerous in terms of, or not fade, person with all the awesome knight abilities. Prowler.
That's fade.
Okay.
You got it.
Awesome, dude. I've been studying the heck out of these agents. I'm making sure I got all my bases covered here, but I'm glad I actually have Ashton here to back me up.
For sure, man. For sure. I got you. So I'm actually curious see what duelist they decide to pick, because I think every duelist has their own little advantage on this map. I mean, Jet has those really short time smokes to capture some space to get onto site, throw a really quick smoke, get onto center site, and then the enemies have to deal with that. Raze with the blast packs can get really deep, maybe go from the start of site all the way to the back of site in the tower.
Dude, I love looking at Raze parkour. That's like,
I mean, oh dude, those satchels could be brutal. Who else? Maybe, I don't think anybody will pick Reyna, even though there was a buff.
Yeah.
I don't think Reyna is competitive viable. I'm wondering, what are the lineups? Okay. But yeah, no, I don't. Who else? Let's see. I'm confident a Chamber will be picked, considering the state of Valorant right now. Honestly,
Yeah.
it's just you can't. His utility set is invaluable to any team at the moment.
yeah.
With his one trip, placing it on the one side of the map, and then going over to the other side with a TP, so that he can play in a really aggressive angle and just get that one kill and maybe get out for free. Honestly, this matchup has a lot of opportunity to surprise some people. It has a lot of opportunity to get really creative, and that's what I love about the game of Valorant. You mean, team comps completely can vary, and it'll just completely change the different way the map is played.
Yeah, depending on the agents that Champlain picks, that could completely determine how they want to play. If they want to play aggressively, if they want to play a little more slow, it could completely determine which side is going to have that faster tempo. I'm excited to see how fast they play. What about these other two maps, Ascent, Haven?
Ascent is a really good map. it's a map that really favors anybody who has mid control. If you're able to contest mid and gain control of it very early on, you can do some quick rotates. If you're on the defender's side, if you have mid to rotate and flank the attackers. If you're on the attacker's side and you have mid control, you have complete reign to just go either site. You can do a split through that mid like market area. Maybe even go through the defender's spawn, or as CT as I would call it, counter-terrorist. But, I mean, there's so much opportunity for plays on Ascent. With those like split-up plays, I'm a little worried about how some wall bangs will work, or shooting through walls, because that map is paper.
Yeah, and Ascent is Champlain's map pick, right?
Yes. So I think they've got some pretty creative ideas on that map, or maybe they're just really comfortable on it, which honestly, either way, that's going to be a really interesting match to watch, and I'm very curious to see how UMass is going to deal with that. I mean, obviously both these teams are really good, and they both bring lots of different things to the table, and I'm just really interested to see how they both are able to gain that information, maybe gain an upper hand in the round count, and just honestly just maybe either take the map away, just like a clean sweep, or if it's going to be a really nitty-gritty 12-12, maybe even overtime, God forbid.
So early on, do you think the attackers have more of an advantage on Fracture with those long, or do you think the defenders have more of an advantage with those long sight lines they're able to hold early on?
Fracture, I think with the time it takes to rotate through spawn, and obviously that map pick is very much so. It's like both the attackers can come at the sites from two different ways, because you have that center zip line that goes through the entirety of the map, goes under the defender's spawn, and you get two attacking lanes. Now, granted, that does split up your firepower a little bit, but it can create very good ways of gaining map control and gaining different information for how they want to push. But with the different, that's something that the defender side is going to have to deal with in terms of setting up trips, setting up traps, just really anything to try and counter that free space that the attackers have access to. Because if you push on defender side, it is quite punishing having those 4 different angles that the attackers can really come at you from. And say the attackers don't take advantage of those different lanes, the defenders can really abuse that to really narrow down where the attackers are going to be going.
Yeah. Looks like we're looking to get into the game pretty soon. It looks like both teams are readying up right now. Should be looking to get in within the next minute.
Everybody's ping is at 17. It's crazy. But, and then Haven with that 3 sites.
Yeah.
That's going to be really interesting. I haven't watched a whole lot of Haven, and I haven't seen how Champlain plays Haven, so this will be a brand new one for me. But let's get into this first map of Fracture. Let's take a look at these map picks real quick. All right, so we can already see the chamber being picked on both sides. That's OG picking the chamber, Sebi on Brimstone, UMass Zenny on Fade, actually. Curious pick. Oh, there's Luxy on the KO.
Yeah, a lot of swaps coming in here.
Just wondering.
But it seems like UMA, they're a pretty...
They haven't selected any. Oh, that's their. Okay, that is Champlain's pick. That is Breach, KO, Brimstone, Raze, and Chamber. Honestly, that can get really creative. I forgot about Breach entirely on this map. Breach is, honestly, from what I've been seeing in terms of professional comp and just high-level comp in general, it's essential with his stun, with his flashes, and then that, like, I think is it Aftershock? That thing that like blasts through the wall.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but CC, they swapped a couple of agents there, but UMA, they picked their agents and they sort of stuck with it. That tells me that UMA is probably pretty confident with what they're going in with here. I think they've definitely worked with this before. I think they know exactly what agents they want to bring into this map. They know exactly what they want to do. I want to see how CC can disrupt it. They have good information agents on their side.
A Neon and a Breach coming out. That's looking a lot like That comp is going to be a little bit dangerous because that Neon can rotate very quickly and put up the fast lane, which is that two-wall ability.
Neon has a lot of great abilities to allow her to get into the fight quickly, get out of the fight quickly.
All right, well, let's get started. We're getting into the map. Two really interesting team comps being picked. Relatively similar, but different in their own ways. And we're going to start out with Champlain on the attacking side. This is pistol round. This is an essential round to win. If you win pistol, you usually get the second round for free.
Yeah, because your eco's in a great place after that pistol round when if you're able to secure the win.
Now that third round, if they manage to pull off a bonus, that will be absolutely insane.
Looks like CCE, they're putting a lot of their players here at that top side of the map. I think they want to go for a B-side take. It seems that that's how they're posturing right now, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, they do seem a little bit more lean towards that B side. As you saw, as I was talking about earlier, they have that split, that breach stun coming in, completely halting the push of Champlain.
It's going to force CCE off
now
early.
The brim stem down will help Champlain get out of the backside push, which is named Arcade. And the brim smokes come down, blocking off defender spawn. They push through defender spawn.
Yeah, CC, they came in from both those two angles at the start of the round. They allowed for them to really pinch through B, get the spike down really early, get the picks that they needed, and now it's a 1v4.
It's a 4v1 to Champlain right now, only losing the breach. Sebi looking down at Arcade.
Yeah, there's really no point for UMA's ace here to really save or anything. He doesn't have anything to save for, so...
I think he's got his chamber pistol out, he's got the headhunter, looking for one kill, fires 4 shots, and then gets dropped by OG. That was a really textbook, well-played round by Champlain there, only losing one player. They're going to have they have great armor going into the next round as well, with Teal already having a light armor buy with the Frenzy. That alone, in itself, could be great going into the second bonus round.
Yeah.
And then going into that free round, and then on that third round, which, considering how the economy usually sways, third round should be for UMASS because they'll have rifles versus Champlain's lighter guns.
Yeah, it looks like CC, seems like they're posturing for the same take. I want to see if they split off, if maybe they do something to distract them.
The entirety of UMASS is on the A site.
Yeah,
Champlain has B for free. They gambled, and they gambled wrong.
Yeah, UMASS being so aggressive towards the spawn, the bottom spawn of CCE, but it doesn't matter.
The trip, Champlain's chamber trip just went off. They have info that they're coming from the attacker's spawn.
Yeah, all 5 players coming in from that bottom spawn.
This death ball is incredibly dangerous, though.
Yeah,
although they do seem to be splitting up. I'm not sure why they're doing that.
Yeah, CC, they have a nice crossfire here on the site. They already have the spike down. Other team has to be quick here, but it doesn't matter because Webster, he's there. Has a great angle. Prowler comes in, but it's shot down by OGE. They're not gonna opt to push through the smoke, but one of them does. As UMA goes for they get 1 pick, but 3 are traded out, and that's just a disaster.
It's a textbook. Absolutely wonderful round by Champlain. Only losing another 1 player, being Teal on the Rays. Probably got a little bit too aggressive trying to get some frags, but this is the exact way that Champlain want to be going into this third round. Their economy is looking great, and you have UMass on rifle buys with the Phantom and Vandal now. This will be pretty dangerous for Champlain, but there is a possibility if they really push through and do something a little bit surprising, they can get this third round, and then that's 3-0, and they can run away with that.
Yeah, UMass were so aggressive there, but it seems like they're going to be a little bit more reserved here. They're going to take their angles. They're going to.
But it looks like them sending in Teal with a frenzy really fast.
Yeah, Champlain a 4-1 split here. 4 coming in from the bottom, 1 from the top. But Glorbius is going to find a pick early onto Luxy.
How did Teal get onto? He blast packed on the site.
Yeah, Teal's in a really great position, but Glorbius is able to get him out.
Good trade by Sebi, trading out Teal.
4v2 coming in on the side of CC. They're on the back foot now for the first time. It's a 1v4.
I think they're just looking for some economy damage.
Yeah.
Honestly, with that, with the chamber pistol headhunter coming out, he's looking for that 1 shot to the head, drop somebody, maybe pick up his weapon and see if they can try and make something out of this round.
OG
he sees
peeking.
nice. He gets a 1 headshot.
Yeah, catches an unsuspecting Zen. He's going to peek again.
And they just get dropped. 3, that's not awful. But that was a good round by UMass, playing really passively, knowing that Champlain was probably going to want to take something by storm.
Yeah, I like how they played a little more reserve there instead of sort of gambling or putting all their bets on where CC could go. Like they did in the previous round, they sort of played a little more reserved, sort of bunkered up on site, took their angles, rotated effectively, and it worked out for them.
I mean, honestly, that round, they have no reason to gamble sites. They have the weapon advantage, they have the range advantage, and playing back on the sites allowed them to just pick off the Champlain players one by one because of just the weapon disadvantage. So that was a really well-played round by them. As you can see, Sebi walking up into the A-Hall. Prowler comes out, spots one of the Champlain members. Tetsu gets a good spray onto Webby and Sebi.
Yeah, I don't know if they tried to peek at the same time, but either way, he was able to find both of them. It's a 3v5 now.
Teal coming back to the defender's spawn to support OG. Luxy stuck at Dish, the other side of the A site. Maybe they're trying to prepare for a pincer. Not sure.
Yeah.
Got 3 UMass players, Chamber on site. Fade kind of a little bit more pushed up, trying to get info on where Champlain might be.
Yeah, UMass are going to play steady. They're going to hold their angles here. OG walking into the aftermath of what took down the CCE earlier in the map. Let's see if UMass could repeat it, but no, they can't because OG,
Good
he's there.
Shot by OG.
Takes a Zenny as he peeks to throw some utility out. Meanwhile, Luxy
getting ready with a flashes. Teammates, but gets forced back by the Molly. It's a really good Molly by their Brimstone.
Yeah, 30 seconds
good shot
left.
by OG onto the chamber on site.
Yeah, it's definitely green means go
Pops
right now
the
for
chamber
Champlain.
ult.
Ooh. They're going to make their way on the site.
Spawn. Luxy getting a good pick. Close up against Breach, but gets traded out by the Neon Zen.
Yeah, UMA's able to find 2 picks. They have to make something.
They have to get the bomb down.
He comes out, and he's
OG
able to secure a double. Nice.
Pops that chamber ult at just the right time. Pulls around back. Honestly, I was looking a little rough with the 2 picks straight up front from Tetsu at the A entrance.
Yeah,
that
OG
could have
was
gotten really dangerous as a 5-on-3, not in favor of Champlain.
Yeah, I love the way OG was able to pull it back there. He didn't rush it, right? He didn't play it sloppy. He took the angles he needed, and I mean, he had that ace ultimate. He had that sniper, which just it's what it allowed him to get the picks that he needed.
He worked the pick slowly and methodically.
Yeah.
Breach stun going in at A entrance. Breach stun, counter breach stun. Hits Sebi, but I don't think he got spotted.
Yeah,
Breach working his way back to A site.
Champlain, their players are really spread out across the map here.
They're just trying to gain some map control. See if they can bait UMass into maybe stacking a site or.
Yeah, it seems like UMass is leaning a little more towards A site right now. 3-2 split players for them, but they can always make those rotations they need to through main or through mid.
Might have heard something.
Yeah, I think
they're starting to rotate over towards B, and the UMass's Brimstone is rotating out. Just got the kill on site. OG Brimstone gets smoked off.
Yeah, the smokes allow CCE to march on into B. Up a pick here, they're going to take the site, and they're going to get the spike down. 4v5 on the recontest here.
They have the man advantage. Champlain has the man advantage. UMass stuck in defender spawn, all 4 players behind a Brimsmoke, which now just faded. Resmoke on the main defender spawn push. Breach stun going in to try and get some information. Fade. Haunt not getting anything.
Yeah, but Zen's able to find Teal. But
Sebi in the smoke gets one.
Yeah, Luxy and Sebi fire back. It's a 3v1 now.
And Sebi will close out the round.
Yeah, that was really hard on the recontest. They all had to funnel through that one choke point, and CC, they had the crossfire. They had the angles they needed already set up on site.
Exactly. UMass had no map control that they could abuse. Champlain was just spread out. Wasn't a whole lot they can do when the Brimstone. Oh, and a timeout going the way of UMass. What are they going to discuss? They are down right now, 1-4.
Yeah, I think they're probably going to be discussing how they can get the tempo back in their favor, because they had that one really aggressive play, I think it was round 2, where all 5 of them just sort of pushed the attacker's spawn, and it didn't really net anything for them. CC caught them with their pants down, and it seems like after that one aggressive play, they never really opted to go aggressive for any frags. So maybe they're discussing something along the lines of how can we get these picks early, what can we do to get the tempo back in our control.
Yeah, Champlain is probably taking this time to discuss, keep up what they're doing, because they're clearly doing something right at the moment, and maybe even trying to think of what UMASS might try to do. UMASS might be trying to swap some players into different sites to try and change it up a little bit, because the comp they have right now does not seem to be working.
Yeah, and the nature of the map too, the attackers being able to spawn on both sides of the map, it allows for those great pincer plays that we've been seeing from CCE onto whatever site they choose, but that means that it puts that much more pressure on UMass to have that superior angle control.
Sebi with his smokes out. Stim going down to net him faster movement. Raise KO. Luxy. 4 members of Champlain are pushing
it's
the
a
main
4-1
A
split.
push with a Stim. Molly comes in from the side of UMass. OC goes down backside of A.
Teal, a little parkour.
UMass has the entirety of the back of A dish.
Yeah. After that pick onto OG at the top of the map, CC had to be quick, and quick they are as they...
Prowler out.
Yeah, they bunker themselves onto point, but right now Sebi's sort of stuck between a rock and a hard place, but Luxy has his back if he needs it. Now it's a 2v3. Under a minute left remaining. Luxy is going to rotate.
The door, netting that info to UMass, letting them know that maybe he's on his way back towards the attacker's spawn.
Yeah, Sebi's going to back up a little bit.
Broken, rotation coming out.
UMass, they're slowly going to work their way onto the point here, but CC, they're fully rotating to B.
Sebi does not expect this.
Yeah, unsuspecting Sebi gets taken down by Tetsu roaming near the middle of the map. Now it's all up to Luxy here. He does have the spike. See if he can get onto B. 20 seconds left. He has to get the spike down quick if he wants to win this round. He's going to find...
Nice shot by Luxy, shooting Tetsu through the wall.
Yeah, nice little wall
was dangerous there. I think he had chamber op.
Yeah, I mean, he could have played it a little more defensively, waited for his team to rotate so he can have that backup.
Did Luxy not spot that neon?
I don't think he
I
did.
think the neon's shoulder was just spotted. He might have seen it. He definitely knows where neon is, at least. That might confirm his suspicion.
He has to rotate quickly here.
Knife came from tunnel. They don't suspect him.
Yeah, does UMass have the trust to... No, it doesn't.
The ace by Luxy. What a clutch.
Luxy clutches up. I feel like, could UMass not have had one stick it and had the other cover him, or do you...
I don't think they understood where Luxy was coming from. They completely misread the situation.
Yeah, Luxy, the way he rotated it made it so that there were those 3 choke points where UMass just had no idea where he could have been coming from, so they had to keep looking around until the last second to try and take him out. That was a great rotation from Luxy to net the ace.
A crazy round by Luxy to give them the 5th round. Give them round 6, 5th total. Luxy now has ult. KO ult completely.
Yeah, UMass taking such aggressive angles here early on, but doesn't matter.
Gain space. There's 3 at that A main angle. Luxy looking at the middle of A site right now, opting to rotate out.
Yeah, Sebi's going to manage to escape with 50 HP. He's limping out of that fight right now. It seems like CCE, they got the some information that they wanted. They're going to rotate, try and make a push here for B. Teal, a nice little pack parkour. I always love to see that. They're in closing their Maz onto B. Sebi's going to get the plant down. CC.
Plant is sitting double box.
Yeah, CC, they have great angle control here. I want to see how UMass goes on the retake here.
UMass has been funneled into that same situation they had at round 4.
Yeah, it seems like they're getting sort of flustered here on these retakes. The Prowler comes out to try and get some sort of information. He's going to get shot down quick. The wall comes up, but OGE on the crossfire is going to be able to find Glorious. Once that wall drops, Luxy is able to swoop in for the kill. Zen tries to trade up, but Luxy's still there. He's been a thorn in UMass's side all game. Clouthy's going to try and make something work, but no. Great round from CCE.
Honestly, that round was a little scary from the start. I mean, UMass pushing 3 into the A main position on that default attacker's side. That could have really gone the wrong way if they had just been a little bit more aggressive. They got 1 pick and then maybe grabbed the gun and fell back.
Yeah, CC's been so flexible with their rotation. It's like they don't stick to one plan. If on the rollout, maybe they're posturing a little towards A, but if they get some sort of information that tells them that B is clear, that maybe there's a blind spot, they show that they're fully able to rotate and adapt. While UMass, they're sort of getting caught with their pants down on these retakes. They're not able to adapt
with
effectively.
An early pick with the op onto OG.
Could that be the spark that UMass needs to sort of get some rounds back here, start getting rounds back in their
coming
favor?
out, ulting the entirety of defender spawn. Quick pick coming out by Sebi up in tower, that elevated hallway, the rope.
Yeah.
Planting in the exact same spot as last round.
Yeah,
And they're funneled in the exact same position as last time in the 4-on-4. They don't have the man disadvantage this time, UMass. But
want to see maybe
still dangerous.
Could UMass learn from their mistakes? Could they
UMass smoking off that B main position. Webby stuck in the smoke.
I feel like this is a replay of last round, but UMass is going to storm onto the point. CCE, it seems like, but they have their crossfire, they have their angle control. Teal is able to find 2. Can Sebi back up and avenge his fallen teammate? Yes, he can. It's Tetsu. He got the 2 picks. But Zen is defusing. Sebi is going to be forced back a little bit. He gets stunned here. He knows he doesn't have to peek too early. Zen, he fakes the stick, and he manages to find the kill on Sebi. Yeah.
Unfortunate for UMass. That was such a better retake than rounds prior, but unfortunately they just didn't have the time to complete the defuse. Champlain hiding in their little rat angles off of the site, making it extremely difficult for UMass to clear. I mean, that's how you play an after plant.
Yeah, after they get the plant down, CCE is so great at establishing those angles on post-plant. Like even though UMass was able to storm in, get the picks they needed, but by the end, just wasn't enough.
Webby breach stunning A main to get some early control. Sebi dropping the stim to get them some extra speed again into that sand position. Luxy under the ropes.
Yeah, I'm looking at these 3 players on the minimap right now from UMass trying to enclose.
OG making sure that they are not being flanked by UMass through the other side of attacker's spawn.
Yeah.
Teal with a...
It's going to be a 5v5 retake here.
Into the defender's spawn any minute now.
Yeah, it seems like the positions have sort of flipped here. But
Luxy and Sebi getting 2 quick kills traded out by Zenny. Teal and Luxy trade those out too. Clouth getting a frag onto Luxy.
In the aftermath of that skirmish, it's going to be a 2v1 in favor of CCE. Teal, he's going to pre-place a few packs. Both players of CCE have angles on this door. Klaus manages to sneak through, but right into the embrace of Teal. Manages to find the kill.
For UMass, I mean, playing on a 1v2 post-plant situation with the clock ticking down, there's not a whole lot they can do. They're forced to rush, make mistakes, and that's just the nature of playing on the defender's side. Once the attackers, which on this map, it's almost incredibly easy to get the bomb down, spike. And once that clock starts ticking down, your internal clock starts going off. Where can they be? Where are they hiding? I need to get this. I need to stick it. There's 2 people alive. They can be playing a crossfire. It's just so many things going through your head that are just allowing you to make these mistakes. And I mean, that's why Champlain's up 8-1 right now.
Yeah, it seems like we're going to see a lot more of a reserved attack coming in from CCE this round.
Champlain coming out with a bit of a default, gaining all the map control that they have. Luxy walking into the back of A site for free with no contention.
Yeah, CCE.
Although UMass is pushed up in A main.
Yeah, but that's good information for CCE, right? Like they know they could be coming in from behind them. It seems like with that information, they're gonna put all hands on deck here, getting onto B site. This is a site we've seen far too much before on this map. Now UMass trailing behind CCE, the same pathing that they take, but OGE on the other side of the map, he's able to find 2 with that A sniper. This is dangerous for UMass. It's a 1v5 on the retake.
1v5 with the potential to go all the way.
Yeah.
Breach sitting in attacker's spawn. I think he's opting to save.
Yeah.
Save his weapon, keep the economy going, give something for that next round, maybe a hero rifle.
Yeah.
Just anything, and Teal's gonna go hunting.
I like the way that
they don't want him to keep that gun.
Are they gonna find him? He's just sort of sitting pretty in that top side attacker's spawn. But
Teal goes down. Was not expecting the corner save.
Yeah, maybe got a little overzealous
will
there.
Go chasing.
OG swoops in on the zip line.
Manages to stay alive after a ballsy play by OG. That was wild.
I like the way
came in zooming.
I like the way that CC were able to sort of play to their default there. They got the information they needed. They knew that B site was mostly clear. They were able to rush onto site, but UMass was just sort of trailing them in the rotation.
They broke that trip early, tried to delay the breaking of it. That way they gave them a little bit more time to work up into B, but they just got shut down.
Yeah, all 5 members of CC here splitting between A short and A long. Seems like they're going to quickly be able to move in.
Coming out by Teal.
Yeah, and that's a lot of space right now in the A site for CCE.
The A site is completely free. Spams a rocket into ropes.
Yeah, the members of UMass that were on A quickly rotated out towards mid. It seems like they want to regroup. They don't want to die early, but at the same time, that they didn't really have any angle control to kill any CC members.
Really good off angle right now. Although he might not check it, he might get caught off guard. If UMass checks right down below.
Fate ultimate comes down.
Getting 1, getting 2.
Yeah.
Trading out OG, Tetsu trading out Luxy, Teal.
After trade after
Sebi
trade.
Getting the last 2 in the 1v2 clutch in the post plant. I don't know how they did that. That was extremely chaotic, honestly. I mean, UMass, although they didn't play it perfectly, it ended up falling into their favor, getting the right trades that they needed, but just could not finish off Sebi in the final moments of that round. They really needed to clear him out of top site, on top of site, and they just could not do it. I don't even know if they knew he was there until the last couple seconds.
Yeah, it makes me ask, the way that UMass sort of left A site in order to regroup, is it better to sort of stick A site, hold angles, get what picks you can, or regroup and try and go in for the 5v5 retake?
I mean, again, with that clock ticking down on the bomb, there wasn't a whole lot they could do but try and push it, and Sebi was just in the right spot.
Yeah.
UMass pushing 3 through A main, attackers spawn, OG seeing them, watching for the push, and he gets cleared. They have the entirety of attacker spawn.
Yeah, great way
and it's just Luxy.
Great
Luxy with 2.
Great way for UMass to sort of secure some tempo back in their favor. They got aggressive
UMass
early.
Did not get that information on where he was, but he just walks out into 3. Nothing much Luxy could do. Good play by UMass right out the gate, flanking into Champlain way too quickly. They haven't flanked like that before. They always took their time, and it gave Champlain too much. They gave Champlain too much respect in the early rounds, and now they just disrespected that A main hold, and managed to catch them off guard. I mean, OG was ready for it, but when there's 3 players and you're just the only one watching behind, and none of your teammates are to back you, there's not a whole lot you can do. And we swap halves. Champlain is now on the defender's side with a setup of a Brimstone and KO leaning towards the B site, Breach, Raise, and Chamber on the A site. This does look like a little bit more of an A execute or an A push from UMass.
Yeah, it looks like they have.
They're going slow though.
Yeah, they're going slow through. They send the Prowler out, get what information they can. They know that someone, at least one member of CC is on the other side of this corner, and it's OGE. They don't exactly catch him in time.
OG with 2 and teleports right out. That's what I was talking about earlier in the pregame, just getting 1 to 2 frags and then just getting out for free almost. I mean, he has a little bit of chip damage down to 62. That's 3 shots to the body. UMass could definitely pull this off, but it is a 3v4 in favor of Champlain. UMass starting to rotate over onto the B site.
Yeah, It's just Sebi alone here on B. It's really going to lie in the fact of can UMass secure the kill into Sebi and quickly get the plant down.
Sebi smoking off the entrance to B at the right time.
Yeah, we could see on the mini-map
Pushing them
there.
to go through under sight.
Luxy.
Right into Luxy, although he looks away. They might have caught a timing.
Yeah, Luxy trying to...
Flips back. He might have a timing on them.
Yeah, oh.
They spot him.
Luxy had this...
Runs away with his life.
Yeah, he's going to take the zip line. He's going to save his life there. Meanwhile, on the
Sebi
other
at
side
2.
of the map... Yeah, Sebi's able to find 3! Wow.
Good positioning by Sebi, waiting right outside the rope to catch them. You are inaccurate on the rope, so that fight was in favor of Sebi, and they went up 1 by 1, so it was just one-on-one, one-on-one, one-on-one the entire way up, and Sebi had the advantage in that gunfight. Although I think they were hoping on a little bit of luck and maybe a little bit of overwhelming bodies just to push them off the angle, but Sebi did not budge, and here we're sitting at 2-11 in favor of Champlain. Luxy sitting at 18-6. OG not far behind, 17-8. Absolute monsters right now for Champlain.
Yeah, Champlain, they're diffing UMass mechanically. They're diffing UMass in tempo.
Breach stun catches Chamber and Raze. Prowler comes out.
Yeah, they're going to be able to back
Gets
off
the
in time, though.
information.
But it's enough for UMass to rotate quick as they can. But can CCE catch
Flash
it?
by Webby. Catches them, rotate through defender spawn. Luxy should be ready for this. Gets 2.
Yeah,
and it's just Tetsu.
UMass tried to rotate quickly there, but it's just too much. CCE was able to come in from all angles.
Champlain had won the pistol round, and they just had the gun advantage for that. I think if UMass had similar guns, they could have definitely won that. I mean, they collected so much space in defender spawn, overwhelmed with the 5-man push, which is really dangerous, especially if you had some of those submachine guns with that fast fire rate and just balling up into 5 people. I mean, you got to be really lucky to just clear out everybody like that. And we have a same setup here.
Yeah.
Breach stun coming out from Champlain.
Seems like UMass are gonna sort of try. They're gonna try and do the same, maybe a same split here. No, they're gonna
pushed up into the corner. He hasn't done this before.
Yeah.
They might expect it. He also has a Vandal.
Teal
He did not buy the last round. He's stunned by the UMass breach.
Yeah,
but they do not capitalize on it. They did not get the push.
Yeah.
They don't know. All they know is Raze is there.
Yeah, OG has Teal here to back him up. Seems like UMass are going to opt to rotate away from it. They want to go for B-side push. Yeah, Luxy's there. He peeks out just in time to catch
Catching that free map knowledge. Champlain flanking through the attacker spawn, understanding that all the UMass players are coming through that B main entrance.
Yeah, Sebi,
Luxy
Webster
and Sebi
here.
getting caught.
Yeah, Sebi and Webster there. They're able to get some kills there, though. Teal slowly encroaching onto site here. He knows that someone could be lurking around this corner, and unsuspecting Tetsu walks right into his loving embrace. Now, yeah, you like that one? Now it's all up to Luxy, I think.
It is a 1v1 between Clouth and Teal. Teal on 150 health. Clouth with a insane flick onto Teal to close out the round, 15 HP.
Yeah, he limps away from that one. Finally, some rounds going in the favor of UMass.
I don't think Teal was ready for that angle, I'm going to be honest. He kind of underflicked a little Clouth with some insane accuracy onto Teal. I mean, there's not much you can do about that on the side of Champlain. It was just a nice shot, but honestly, that was a pretty even round. They had similar guns, but UMass just managed to get more trades, and now Champlain are on the backside. They are on the heel. They have no guns.
Yeah, that round really could have gone either way, but this might just be what UMass needs to start getting some rounds on the board. Immediately, Teal and Tetsu are going to trade out, though, but Luxy is able to peek wide and find a kill into Zenny.
See, I really appreciate pushes like that because they know with the gun advantage, they have to do something crazy. They have to do something that they're not going to expect. So the Teal Satchel charging out really quickly out of arcade into defender spawn with a flash from Webby. Nets them that space, and now it's a 4-on-3 in favor of Champlain, although it is a retake.
Webby going to inch himself up the zip line there, but it won't matter because Sebi is able to find the picks. Wait, on the other side of the map, though, Sebi's able to find Glorious. He was sort of sitting there lingering in the smoke.
Tries to shoot Zen through the box, does not connect very well at all. Sebi sticking the defuse.
Yeah. Wow.
And that's map. That's Fracture. That's UMass's pick.
That
13-3.
wow.
In the way of Champlain. Luxy dropping 23 and 8. That is a match and a half.
If that was UMass's pick, I'm kind of scared to see the massacre that could come down on us right now when we move on to Ascent.
I'm curious how UMass is going to mentally recover from this. I mean, I know that you losing that down, 10 rounds down, I mean, I know from experience that's just tough. You really beat yourself up over that. I mean, Zenny sitting at 8-14, honestly, like, the mental, they're going to have to find a way to rebound. And, I mean, they can definitely do it, but, I mean, like, it will be tough. And going into knowing that they lost their map pick,
Yeah, maybe like half glass full for UMass. They had like a few good rounds in there, I guess. But yeah, I mean it's not looking good for UMass.
honestly, ended up to go in the way of Champlain.
Yeah, CC looking dominant on these maps right now, looking dominant throughout all these rounds.
Champlain going in with some strong mental going into their map. This is Champlain's game to win right now. This could be a 2-0.
Yeah. Up next we have Ascent. We're gonna throw it to break though, guys. We'll see you in a few minutes.
And we are back after a wonderful game of Fracture. Honestly, textbooks from Champlain, winning that map 13-3. That wasn't their map pick, but I don't think they were too unhappy with it. They seemed pretty comfortable.
Yeah, utter dominant performance coming out from Champlain. I don't even think they care if it's their map pick or not. I think they're just so much more well prepared than UMass here. I'm excited to see what Ascent has to offer because if they go 16-3 on a map that's not in their favor, then I'm excited to see what they do on a map that they are comfortable on, that they have practiced so much more.
I think those little moments on Fracture where Champlain does get a little bit, they fumble the bag a little bit, they stumble, some like not great events transpire, such as the 5-man rushes from UMass that did find so much success. I mean, 3 rounds, it's not a whole lot of success, but I think those 3 rounds really did come from playing those unpredictable angles and just playing those unpredictable setups. And I'm wondering, does UMass take that lesson that they got from Fracture and maybe apply it into Ascent?
Yeah, it could be.
Or do they have a game plan for this?
Maybe they don't have a game plan, but maybe they could take some notes from those rounds they won. It could be maybe a glimmer of hope that they could come back, take some rounds here early on CCE. It is going to be CCE on the attack first. Looking
Champlain
at the agents they're taking.
With a KO fade. Astra. I was just talking during the break that I was hoping Astra's going to be fun to cast because those points go everywhere on the map, so we're going to be calling out like mad. Raze and Chamber, both teams have selected their comps. I'm interested with the Killjoy coming out on Ascent. That's a pretty normal pick.
Yeah. Setting
up, it's just it's some free information. It's extremely strong on pistol round as well. It takes so much time to break the turret that Killjoy has. And honestly, like, I mean,
dude, we need to get a Felino's Flawless in here, dude.
I think that Felino's Flawless could come out through pistol round. It'll be a little tough, but if they just avoid the KJ turret, I think we're okay.
Yeah, Killjoy's so great at area denial. She's such a great defensive agent. So it might make that Felino's Flawless a little harder here for CCE, but I think they could get it done since it is their map pick.
Guys, I can't tell if we're sponsored by Felino's or not.
Now I want pizza, dude. Okay, 20 seconds until the start of the first round here. It's gonna be nothing fancy, just a pistol round.
Leaning towards an A main hit. That is the A main side because that is the closest thing to the attacker spawn. And they don't have to go up through mid, although OG sitting in tiles. It has these little like white boxes on the side, that's why it's called tiles. Peeking into the Omen and the KO.
Yes.
Omen smokes off, UMass's Omen smokes off OG. He gets some mid control with Fade. Picking up, they have an A split ready. KO knife coming out. Catches nobody. They know no one's close.
Yeah.
OG catching a pick but gets instantly traded out. Luxy in short as well, trades out OG.
Prowler comes up, but I don't think it tags Luxy, and
Haunt finds UMass's
One
Jet,
enemy remaining.
and now it's a 1v4. KJ unstuck on the other side of the map. Champlain are given the complete space to spread out and get ready for this after plant situation. I mean, what kind of crossfires are they doing? They have the Astra sitting in wine. That's wine barrels. Did you know that?
Yeah, shout out to Ashton, my mate here, for clarifying all the callouts here. It's going to be a quick attack for CC.
Sitting in tree because it has a big tree in it and glass. Catches the KJ right in the back of the head with a 3K. That's great from Luxy. Honestly, textbook performance. He's at it on my Valorant. He's sick. He's nasty at the game.
CC, they did such a great job there using their information abilities to their advantage. They were able to quickly see that those hallways near A were clear. They were able to rush on the point, get the plant down, and get the picks that they needed. Now, on this round, it seems like they're posturing for a full B-side take. All 5 members of CCE here. Webster with the knife at the ready. That's going to be great information. He knows that one agent is on the other side there, but it doesn't matter.
4 UMass players on A site, quickly rotating through the defender's spawn. I didn't quite realize that. KO from UMass stuck on the site, getting pushed out by Raze and Fade. OG
They found my track.
Yeah.
lurking
Rotations
into
are
the
going to come
corner,
here
lurking
quick.
into the Astra smoke, catches Omen. And that's market control. The last 2, Jet from UMass flanking Champlain. Prowler coming out from Luxy, catches people, defender spawn.
Enemy remaining.
Yes, Tatsu all
And no
alone in that
Felino's
corner.
flawless.
No Felino's
because of
flawless.
the flank from Zen.
Oh no.
No pizza time.
We gotta make. Can we maybe get UMass to give us one Felino's flawless this game? I mean, Champlain, they're playing so well. They got to get at least one in here. I would think, right? But that was such a great round from CC. The way that they were able to just quickly get that information early with that knife there and stampede onto B, but just the retake wasn't quick enough. The rotations were pretty good there from UMass.
I'm liking the setup from UMass right now. They're running a 2-1-2, 2 on the B side, 1 mid and 2 on A versus Champlain's 5-stack into B main. No other map control. If UMass decides to push anything on the other side of the map, they're going to know really quickly. Util comes out, KO knife on the side of UMass, catches 4 or 5 players from Champlain. They push in, Teal gets 1 at stairs. Gets stuck in the KJ molly a little bit. 1 still stuck in the back of side. I don't know if they've been found. It gets traded out by Webby. Catches Fade. OG full blind. They don't know where he is. He's holding off the trigger discipline.
Yeah, great trigger discipline there, but Glorious
Not
has
quite enough.
peeking maybe 20% of his head that OG could see, just absolutely unfair.
That's a tough shot to hit if you're OG there. UMass in a 2v3, setting up for the retake. Smokes off back of sight. Insomnia coming through the blind. Teal catches him, catches 1, and Fade in a 1-on-1.
Yeah, Zenny's
against
able to make
Webby.
it a 1v1.
And they get the clutch. Webby on such low HP. Zenny, who was really suffering that last map on Fracture, pulls through for UMass for the 2-1.
Yeah, I think Zenny's showing his team the aggression, the bravado that UMass would need if they want to start taking these rounds here. If they want to actually start trying to win this game, they're going to need to go for those types of plays. They're going to need to put themselves in those positions where they can get those picks and they get the defuse. That was a great little round from UMass, showcasing what they can actually do.
Teal not able to hit the final shot onto Zenai. Zenai. I don't know how you pronounce that.
Yeah, Zenai, Zenai,
hopefully I got it on the second
Zenai.
try at least. Not able to
They're
catch
not our
that.
players. We don't have to pronounce it right.
Sebi setting a smoke into defender's spawn. Smoke out, cuts off the line of sight from defender's spawn. Luckily, nobody there on the UMass side affected by it. Cloud getting full blinded by the KO flash. I think Teal also got a bit of team flash as well. Sebi smoking off the defender's spawn side of B as well. Sebi did not catch the jump up from Zenai.
Yeah, I think UMass rotating
Teal
efficiently.
catching him stairs. UMass stuck with 3 outside of the site. Cloud with a nice 1 sheriff shot. Sitting stairs. Defends the side of Zenai going big.
Down B.
Getting
Yeah.
2 players. I think that was stairs. I'm not 100% certain. Teal on 11 HP. Getting jiggled by the Omen. Fade Hunt gets broken by OG. OG with 2 from B main. They did not know he was there. TP's out.
Yeah.
He does not have the spike, but it's in a 1v1 against Zenai. OG going big with a 4K.
Wonderful clutch from OG. Zenai was not able to pull up. He's been there for UMass for the past couple rounds, going pretty big, pulling rounds back that Champlain should have had right in the bag really easily, but just denying such easy rounds, making this an unbelievably difficult map for Champlain. I mean, 3-1. We still have a lot of game time to go, but I'm curious to how UMass's mental does seem to be unaffected by the fracture loss, at least right now.
Yeah, Zenai seems to be the only player UMass sort of showing up right now, needing to make the plays that he has to make. I mean, I bet he's wondering sort of where is my team right now, because it really does sort of just seem to be him sort of opening up his backpack and putting UMass in it. He really wants to carry here, but it is a 5v5. It is a team-based game, and CC is playing the team game better.
KJ Molly on short denies entry into tree. Not tree short, my bad. Sebi on a site somehow. Gorbius, the Omen with a frenzy, picks off OG but gets traded out by Sebi, and they have the site for free. Teal catching Zen. Going tree. They have one more. Zenai just not able to pull it out. I think there's two players from Champlain looking at him. Tough fight on an eco. Good anti-eco by Champlain, but still no Felino's flawless, and that was the round to do it.
Yeah, no Felino's flawless yet, but I'm still holding my hopes out. That was a great round from CC. I love seeing the way that Teal was able to land some of those hard shots. He landed a really hard shot there onto, I forget the enemy, but it was a really nice shot because he was like, he had just barely had his head peeking over. Those are the shots that sort of make it or break it.
Zen with 1 and 5 right now. That's a really unfortunate scoreline to follow. I mean, Champlain's been so good at shutting down UMass's key duelist, their Jet. Although, I'm curious to see how their Jet does on the attacker's side. I mean, that is where they flourish.
Yeah, Teal gonna play
Champlain running a little bit more of a spread out map control comp, trying to take that mid control. UMass just giving up that mid control for free right now, holding from market. This gives Champlain so many opportunities. They can go A, they can go B, they can cut through their spawn as long as they take out these two market players. This is really, UMass needs to change it up. They're giving Champlain so much respect, so much space. Teal full blinded by the KO flash. Sebi catching Zen with an unfortunate kill. If you're Zen right now, you've got to be hurting going 1 and 6. This is a 2v5 to the way of Champlain. Full site control. UMass trying to push through market. KJ and Omen, door closed, door broken. KO knife catching nothing, just out of range. Abilities still in hand. Omen clearing the right side. Could catch Teal's shoulder. Turret goes up. Doesn't find either of them. They misplaced that. They could have gotten information. They could have killed Teal. Teal with 2. And that is not the full. How? What the? Okay.
Yeah, UMass just after that turret they had to make a play. They had to walk out right into the line of sight. They had
did they flash through the smoke? I think they did.
I think they tried to, but they had. I think CC they had a nice crossfire there. So I mean, they could have flashed one player.
There's nothing UMass could have done. I mean, Teal shot them right in that back. Unfortunately, no Felino's flawless, but a timeout coming out for UMass. I mean, this is the same scoreline we're seeing. It's 1 and 5. I think they literally timed out at the exact same spot last game. So I think this might be where they, the 1-5 scoreline might be where they decide to time out every map. I mean, honestly, the timeout as well is such an effective tool at slowing down the momentum of Champlain. Champlain right now, UMass is respecting them too much, giving them too much space, not taking map control, not understanding where Champlain is going. And just like that timeout can really put a damper on the momentum that Champlain has. I mean, if it goes 2-5, this is what timeouts usually do. You call a timeout, that momentum can usually shift the other way. And I mean, with UMass, maybe their coach, maybe their IGL in-game leader, able to, you know, put some key inspiring words into their team because they need it right now.
Yeah, I love the way that CC is putting so much trust in each other when they're peeking angles together, when they're moving together as a team. It seems like, well, UMass does have a few good fraggers. They have a few good solo players. I think CC, they're just playing the team game so much better. I think CC, they've come more prepared, but here early on in the next round.
Sen with an early push. Gets caught out by Sebi, was not able to land the shot, peeked into 3 Champlain members. That was a really good attempt with the blind from their Omen.
Yeah, Zen
OG pushed up in mid, takes away his TPs so that he doesn't have the longer cooldown. Pushing up mid, clearing all the essential angles. Tetsu with a shot onto Luxy. That's insane. I didn't get to see that perspective, but that's a really nice pick. That's got to feel good on the confidence. They're in market for free, relying on the turret. They might be just playing retake. Webby with one going through CT, getting shot through the wall. OG down to 62, I think. Gets fragged by Tetsu. Tetsu's got to be feeling it right now with the Sheriff.
Ooh,
Glorbius
shot in the
catches
back.
Webby from market. I'm not exactly sure where he died from, but that angle is brutal. Now it's Teal and Sebi in a 2v3 situation. Prowler's going to come out clearing B main. They don't spot, but I think they're going to be careful of a more deep main push.
Yeah.
Bolt coming out from Teal. Doesn't spot anyone just yet.
Good hold. They
Doesn't
played.
spot
Yeah.
anyone just yet, quite yet. Catches KJ, gets the frag. Gets the kill. Sebi pushes up the stairs. Teal, unfortunately, crouches into the bullet of Zenai. Has to defuse, gets pulled off the bomb by the gravitational well, but gets the headshot onto Sebi. Does he have time? I don't think he does.
Nah, he doesn't
And that's
have
Champlain
time.
1-6-1 going the way of Champlain. That was a really good retake by UMASS, but Champlain playing those proper angles. Teal with his rocket.
Yeah.
Just honestly, that was honestly really tough for Champlain to get, but they pulled through, played the time properly. UMASS with the spike ticking down. It's such a psychological element.
Yeah, Zenny, I think Zenny's showing why he's the top fragger right now for UMass, but it's just not enough because the rest of his team isn't there. On the B retake, I think they knew that the last two members of CCE had to be either some like
UMass might have a
within
read.
Yeah.
Haunt gets broken. They have 3 to the side of A. 1. UMass's KO. The one-way smoke coming out from Glorbius, trying to catch Webby's legs. Maybe they push one. Not quite into wine, but not too far off. They're playing a nice angle. They take the shot. Champlain might not be ready for this. They catch 2. They know 2 are there. They just don't know where they are. KJ.
Yeah, and that's
OG pushing up into mid. Might get caught off by the KO. Or he might match the timing too. Has some info. Champlain now pushing up into short. They have all the map control. They could go off any site, but UMass's Omen. Cloud gets traded by Sebi, gets a good kill into OG. But UMass's Omen is pushed all the way behind them into mid. They know they're going B. Zen just needs to stay alive. Molly into defender spawn. Zen with 2. Getting down, no abilities, just raw gunplay. Luxy catches a quick frag onto Zen. Prowler comes out, catches some information, but gets traded out by Glorbius, which had to flank from market. That was really well played by UMass. They took space.
Yeah.
They disrespected Champlain finally. This is what happens when you disrespect teams and their space. You gain that map control and you rotate a little earlier. Champlain not able to get the bomb down. That's just they've won almost. I think they've won every post plant.
Yeah. CC early in the round there, they got the knife, they got information, they wanted to sort of back off A, and they opted for a B-side take there. But I think UMass was just quicker to the draw, and I think they're showing that maybe they do have a little spark of hope. They do have the ability to get the frags they need.
Teal getting suppressed, no abilities. Sebi's ult coming through, cutting off gunshots and sound. Catches Zen almost. Good wallbang. OG with the headhunter onto Zen.
Yeah, all members of CCE storming onto the site right now, but it might be a double-edged sword as now they have no escape routes. 4 members of UMass all at that top part of the site, but it's one choke that they all have to follow
Sandy
through.
with a quick kill through the smoke. That's a little lucky. That was a good spray through. OG getting caught by the Prowler. Could get caught off guard. No. UMass's Omen doesn't decide to flank through B-man. Instead, he decides to go market to help his team to flash. Presence detected. Webby, no abilities. Killjoy ult coming through.
Yeah, this Killjoy's going to be big right now.
Could completely catch Champlain. They need to be quick about this.
Webster and OG are able to find 3
Lockdown
right
destroyed.
now. Oh!
And that is 4 quick kills in succession for Champlain. Man, Webby is lucky that OG had his back with that lockdown, because if he had that, he would have been caught and locked. His hands shaking.
I could have seen
with
that.
Nothing.
That Killjoy ult could have been big on the retake for UMass, but it doesn't matter because members of CC able to peek the angles at the same time, secure the kills they need. Just shows you how much trust they put in each other.
I mean, Champlain's been playing together for a long time now. This team together has been probably working for a while. They know each other really well.
Yeah.
They understand how to play in a team. Got a lot of competitive experience, but man, 2-7, that's a tough scoreline for UMass. They are just struggling. They're playing a little bit too passive on the defender's side. I mean, there's something to be said with that. I mean, it's a lot safer. They don't get picked off quite as early, but you have to be taking some map control. Champlain coming out with a little bit of a 2-1-2 default on their own, trying to gain that map control. Map control is so important in tactical shooters like this.
Yeah.
Just understanding. Oh, catches the shoulder of Zen, decides not to re-peek in. That was probably a smart choice. Zen just sitting out in the open. I'm a little confused as to why he was doing that. Maybe it was a bit of an off angle. Sebi smoking off the cross so Teal can cross over towards A. Seems like they're going to hit A right now. 2 players, one Heaven, one in Tree. Yeah. With a quick rotate coming through. 3 players short from the side of UMass. UMass getting 2 quickly traded out by Champlain. Now it's a 2v3 to the side of Champlain.
Yeah, they've made their presence here on point. Now the ultimate comes out from UMass's
getting
fade.
The op pick onto Luxy. Both players. It's just Sebi.
Yeah,
Webster went down. Quick headshot onto Tetsu.
Zenny's able to fire back though. Zenny's showing why he's the top fragger right now for UMass. He was able to pop that fade. It gave him all the information he needed to know exactly where the members of CC were as they made their way onto A point.
Also, that fade ultimate is really tough to play against. I mean, if you get hit by that, you're completely deaf. No sound.
Yeah.
You can't hear whether people are fighting behind you, and it gives a trail right for that fade to put a prowler right into your face to come eat you. Yeah. Making you completely blind and deaf.
Fade just has such great information abilities across the board, including her ultimate, including that prowler, and then her other ability that allows her to just see people through walls.
OG gonna get caught in the Chaos Suppress. That gives UMass a little bit of information, but 3 members of Champlain pushing up into mid.
Yeah, UMass.
OG catching the enemy KO, Clouth from Market. Champlain get free access into Market, but they don't know that Zen is pushing up behind them. I mean, now all of UMass is right outside of Market. Sebi probably understanding this, smokes it off. Even though that UMass broke the door, they're going to set up in that classic crossfire. I mean, that's so difficult to deal with. If you clear right, you clear Sebi, but then OG has some free shots on you. You clear OG, that's a tough shot to hit, and Sebi's got full access to your back. Zen with an off shot gets traded up by OG. Teal getting taken down by Zenai. Glorbius catching Webby too.
This could be what they need.
Catching one really quick.
Is Zenny gonna
on the
stick
3K. Takes it to half, does not decide to stick it. OG with a good timing on the defuse,
nice.
getting 4. Bringing Champlain at the half.
Yeah, that was
almost a half.
That looked so winnable for UMass.
My map is suck.
That looked so winnable for UMass. Like, I feel like they definitely needed that round there to get some momentum back in their favor. Champlain, they broke through mid onto B relatively quickly after they got the information they needed. But it didn't seem like UMass could ensnare the way they needed to. When Champlain makes their presence onto B, it's sort of a double-edged sword because that's sort of the hill that they have to die on. They can't really rotate out of there because UMass is able to come in from all those choke points, but it served them well there.
OG sitting tiles with his chamber up, catches Clouth. Unfortunately, the one time they try to take some map control, they get punished. That is the wrong time to do it. That's got to be a hit to the confidence. Luxy, Prowler out, gets info that one is Tree. Haunts. Yeah. Haunt doesn't seem to catch anybody. Another Prowler Tree catches the enemy fade.
Yeah, as Luxy is going to close in as Sebi and Sebi and Webster closing from the other side.
OG
Zenny walks right in front.
Luxy.
Yeah.
With his chamber up, aware that there might be one flank, but I don't think that Luxy understands where. He has the perfect lineup.
Nice.
And Man, Tetsu tried a pop and swing, bro. Just don't let go of that movement key.
We almost had a Felinos flawless, but they were
Another
down
one,
one man.
Now that pop and swing is really powerful because Valorant, because the movement is a lot slower than some other shooters, holding your crosshair tighter to the wall can net you a lot of better kills. Now, if you hold that key and you just keep going across the screen, I've done it myself and I've been victim to it. It is very tough to deal with. So we're glad that Champlain Luxy was able to deal with that. Although a little bit of a whiff, but he recovered properly with support from his team as well. Champlain now on the defender's side, getting set up. Chamber trip right outside of the market mid area. As you can see right now in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. That's the catch, people lurking, sneaking their way up. Silence in their feet.
Provides great information in case anyone's trying to get a cheeky flank out.
Webby gaining information that nobody has swung tiles just yet. UMASS with 5. Prowler out B main. That might tip Champlain off. KO knife as well. Luxy with no utility to spare. Completely suppressed. Haunt coming out as well from the side of UMASS. Grenade up in a market to stop OG from pushing. Luxy blinded, stuck.
Yeah, UMASS.
Nothing you can do there. Zen with a frenzy kill.
Yeah, UMASS
OG stuck out of the sight.
Yeah, UMass were able to pinpoint exactly where Luxy were there with their utility abilities there, that Prowler marking him, and there's just nothing he could do.
Champlain playing together, covering each other's backs, walking up lane. They don't expect the KJ in the smoke. That's 3 from the side of UMass, just leaving it to Webby on 58. That's a tough one to ask, and Tetsu just with a quick burst of the frenzy takes Webby to his knees, and that's UMass's 4th round, and they keep 4 alive. That's really good going into the next round. I mean, if they had any armor at all, that's gonna benefit their economy going into that after bonus round.
Yeah, finally UMass getting some momentum on their side, using their utility to their advantage there. They're using their information abilities to their advantage. They were able to get a lot of early picks just based off those prowlers, able to suppress who they needed.
Just realized that I've been calling the bonus run wrong. I think it's just the anti-eco and then bonus, because you go into the next round with SMGs against rifles, and if you win that, you get rifles and you have baller economy. That's on me, but
it's all good.
It's been a little while. UMass spreading out, gaining a little bit of map control, but they decide to fork it over. Sebi calling out that some util was used A. I don't really understand why Champlain rotates 3 over really quickly. Yeah, probably because Teal got some really quick information that nobody was sitting B main. Fade on Champlain's side watching market. Everybody from UMass is lined up on A main. Fade, Haunt gonna come over, spot Sebi.
Yeah, here comes the rush from
Sebi
UMass.
getting util dumped, nothing he can do. Zen going in with the Bulldog, gets the kill. OG stuck up in heaven because it's elevated. That's theoretically where heaven is. OG with a classic on 30 health, steps, barely gets his heels hot in the molly from Killjoy.
Ooh.
Luxy gets suppressed, they know he's behind them. Gets a quick
Nice
kill
shot
into
from
Clout,
Luxy.
the quick burst, headshot, body shot. That's the way you want to do with classics. Honestly, this round is doable for Champlain if they can just get some quick, precise kills, but it's really looking like this is UMass's round. Luxy with a rifle.
He's made his way onto site.
Oh, he thought he got that.
Yeah.
That's 3 players alive from the side of UMass. That's really good going into the next round, but unfortunately for Champlain, they just could not pull that together. Luxy getting that headshot onto Glorbius, but you know, it's a Bulldog. It's just not quite enough. He was hoping that he was a little tagged, damage down.
I think he thought he landed the headshot, and he was just immediately went to place his crosshair on the other enemy, because you really can't linger your crosshair anywhere after you get a kill. I think these players know they have to be so quick to the draw, or else they're just going to get taken out. But unfortunately,
the time to kill in this game is so quick, and I mean, headshots usually kill with 1 or 2 shots, and I just think he overestimated the amount that the Omen was tagged down. Now, Champlain with a nice even spread across the map. OG looking into mid, trying to catch any information at all. 2 players from UMass into mid, could catch Webby at the short box. Do they spot him? They spot him on the way, trying to rotate out. And that's free map. That's free map control for UMass. They might try to go A off this. They have short control. Teal stuck on A, did not get caught by the Fatal. That's really beneficial for him. He can hear everything. Gets headshotted through the smoke. Sprays into jet smoke, gets shot through the wall. That's a tough shot, man. That's 3 people.
Yeah, UMass.
Sebi, nothing he could do. Now that's UMass picking up a couple upgrades to their economy, upgrades to their rifles. Their attacker side is looking a lot better. Luxy stuck up in heaven. 2 players from UMass are in hell because it's under heaven.
The word play from us, ladies and gentlemen. That was such great play. It seems like UMass is utilizing their smokes to their advantage right now. Is able to push onto A.
Nothing Luxy can do. They're just so spread out. 2 players directly under him. One of them sitting at the generator where the spike is planted. And then one at A main. That is a tough spread. I mean, to finish off all 4 players, that's going to be a serious misplay on the side of UMass, but that misplay just didn't happen.
Yeah,
they played that round really well, only dropping 1 man to the defense of Champlain.
Yeah, I'm glad to see UMass finally feeling themselves. I think they finally got a flow of what they want to do. They've hit A these past 2 rounds, and they've managed to take it. It's been pretty similar takes from both rounds. I want to see UMass switch it up. I want to see if they could bring that momentum to another side of the map.
Teal with the early paint shells into tiles, trying to get some early chip damage off, maybe even a kill.
Out of charges.
That might have been combined. Champlain taking a gamble stack up to A because of the fact that OG is so deep into B main. Tetsu watching for that push out. If OG doesn't expect this, UMass just has the entirety of B site. They'll be so quick to rotate, and Champlain won't be able to do anything about it just due to the gun and the util differential. Luxy waiting short. UMass pushing back to B. They must have showed presence A, trying to bait out Champlain, and it kind of worked.
Yeah.
Teal looking confused. In spawn, jump spotting
Oh no.
the mid wall.
OG's better get gunned down. We see all those
OG
players.
does not catch one. That is a tough shot. They were expecting that. They
Yeah,
knew
there
with
was
the amount
just-
of time that they were out of B main.
Yeah, there was just a firing squad waiting around the corner for OG. There wasn't much he could do there.
Teal playing the close angle. They got to expect this. They catch him with the knife. Quick swing.
Yeah.
Teal can't do much with the pistol. Tries to right click.
He just gets
Does not
CC'd.
work. The Prowler catches Webby.
It's just
Still waiting.
This
UMass,
eco,
UMass systematically picking off CC 1 by 1.
the gun disadvantage for Champlain is really coming back to haunt them.
Player.
Just
Yeah.
like that Fade haunt got broken.
Luxy's mad.
And it is a
runs
Felino's
dry.
flawless.
Felino's flawless first of the
Unfortunately,
night.
it is not on the side of Champlain, but that is our sponsor.
There's the pizza, ladies and
Thank
gentlemen.
you, UMass, for giving us our sponsor.
Thank you, UMass, and thank you to the broadcaster for putting the camera right on the pizza, because you know Felino's flawless. All about pizza.
baby.
Get right up
What
and
pizza do you
close.
think that is?
I can't tell because I mean we're holding
Hold on,
tab. I
hold
guess
on.
we gotta look at the
We'll look
buys
through the
and stuff
scoreboard.
first. We gotta look at the scoreboard, obviously.
All right. What are we
That looks
thinking? What are we
like
thinking?
gunk pizza, bro. What is that?
I'm
What
not
is
gonna lie,
that?
the graphics quality does not allow us to figure out what pizza that is. Quick jump spot coming from Zenai, spotting OG. 2 players coming out tiles from the side of UMass. They are taking mid control really quick. Nobody in the side of B, but the KJ turret will alert UMass if anybody decides to push that. Luxy on Fade, if I remember correctly, is smart not to push B main, but it doesn't matter anyways. UMass setting up towards A with all 5 players.
Yeah, it's all up to
Zen
Sebulon.
dashing into Gen.
CC.
Gets one, but doesn't get anybody, but gets traded out. Tetsu, UMass is doing wonderfully at trading out their teammates. They're playing a lot more cohesively. I think their confidence has come back, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, after getting absolutely demolished on Fracture, the mental must have really taken a dive. And now that they're up 7, now that they're 7-9, they're not even up, but they're getting close. They've come back quite a ways. I mean, if you remember at the half, I think it was 9-3.
Yeah, that was good information from Webby. He knows that 2 are around the corner. He just doesn't exactly know where.
The KJ util completely locking Webby out of the sight. Luxy gets one, but gets traded by the Omen. UMass is playing this perfectly, getting trades.
Yeah, it looks like
And Webby's
Webby's
forced to save.
Yeah. He's gonna opt to save here. He's gonna save his
Has
Vandal.
to. The economy is just in the dirt right now for Champlain, which is really unfortunate for them. That's going to get UMass their 8th round, and you know, this is looking like a lot of a closer,
Yeah,
a
this
lot
is
closer
finally
of a
looking
game
like
than
a
we thought.
game.
I mean, Fracture, not even Champlain's pick. was so dominant. Champlain won in such a dominant fashion and just
Going back to this pizza here, it looks like I could see on the far left that looks like pepperoni. I don't know though.
timeout on the side of Champlain. What do you think they're talking about? They have lost 5 rounds in a row. That is tough.
So I think UMass is finally feeling themselves. They finally have. I think they finally got an idea of what they're trying to do. On Fracture, UMass was kind of getting caught with their pants down. Their rotations were sloppy. Their use of abilities was sloppy. But now it seems like every time that UMass uses an ability, it has a purpose. Every time that they manage to CC and a member of CC a member of CCE, dude. That's a tongue twister. They managed to find those picks, but
I think Champlain really needs to get their defender side together. They're probably going to make up some swaps. UMass coming back with some confidence. They've really gotten into their groove. I mean, that mental must be feeling really good right now. They're coming back. They're almost even. They feel like they can do this. Yeah. They might have just had the pregame jitters that just affected them in Fracture. I mean, if you were looking, they're just whiffing shots. They were not able to capitalize on rounds that they should have had. I mean, that's tough. You're going against Champlain, which is a tough team to face in Valorant. I mean, these guys have progressed really well. I've seen the team grow, and they've been doing really. They're looking stronger every time I watch them. But I don't think UMass should allow Champlain to get to them. Gorbius getting OG, but Webby getting Zen. That's an even trade. Not quite a trade, but going 1-for-1. It is now a 4v4 in favor to the attackers because the defenders have to spread out so thin. 3 players from Champlain wrapping to the back of mid, giving B-side up for free, opting to play a more retake scenario, hoping, saving their utility, their abilities for the retake, which might come in clutch. Webby checking if anyone's close. Doesn't spot anybody close. The Omen Flash almost nets Webby a kill into the Killjoy. Tetsu. But most of the UMass players are in the back of the site. Tetsu swings B main and gets 2. That's 2 of the players. And just, it's a cleanup by UMass. That was such a good retake attempt by Champlain, but unfortunately just the kills did not fall their way. The util from UMass, I didn't get to spot all of it, but I think that was, I think they played that really well. I mean, 2 players backside, that's a really tough one to clear. 1 player lane on the left side. I think that was UMass's Chamber, and then Tetsu, UMass's Killjoy, just really getting aggressive, taking space, getting that confidence back, disrespecting Champlain's defensive setups.
Yeah, we're finally all tied up here, ladies and gentlemen. This isn't going to be a clean sweep like Fracture. This isn't going to be an easy map for Champlain. They have to pull something out right now. They have to get the tempo back in their control because right now UMass is looking hot.
Webby with 1 on Zen. Zen just whiffs that. I don't know really how. Spots one going logs because it has a logs barrel on top of it. Gets fragged out by Zenny. Zenny's really feeling it right now. His mouse is an appendage on his arm. He is so connected, in love with that mouse right now. And Teal stuck at the defender's side of the B site. Tetsu doesn't quite catch Luxy. Luxy catches him. Sebi on Zenny. One of the back of the site, the last player from UMass at the back of the site, and it is a wonderful retake by Champlain. You can hear them. They're happy about that one.
Yeah, they're still
They needed that. They needed the momentum stop. I mean, these timeouts really haven't been doing much for momentum, but this might.
Yeah, it seems like CC finally got a feel for what they're trying to, for at least how they want to go on the approach these retakes here. I like the way that they approached that retake there. Because the round before they were kind of caught, forced to walk through those smokes and those choke points. Not really any information post plant, but they did a good job there after the timeout.
I think Champlain is doing a really good job, and if they want to get into this, if they want to win maybe the next couple of rounds, I think they need to adapt how they're using their utility on the defender's side. I mean, I'm not the most experienced, but I would think maybe using a little less utility on the defense side just to limit the amount of knowledge that the attackers can pull just off of your util alone, and then also saving that util to come into the retake scenarios that they are inevitably put in. Teal with his boom bot with a cute face on it, sends it out to catch somebody, anybody, catches Catches UMass's KO, doesn't quite blow up.
It's good information
Luxy
on the
caught in the
rest.
fatal, def. Not quite blind, but very
Yeah, Luxy's caught in
lacking
a hard
of,
place. He really has no information as he's pushing through these smokes.
Sebi with 2. How did that come about? Caught a couple through A main, and UMass is going to have to rethink their push. The Killjoy pushed all the way up in the mid. Champlain realizes this. Luxy rotating back on a B. Their Killjoy has to hear this. UMass's Killjoy hears this and they start moving back towards A. I think UMass heard the rotate and went, guys, they're rotating.
Yeah,
They've got at least a couple rotating. I think we could go back to A. I mean, the players on A, Webby on 5 HP, barely out of there. He is on life support right now.
Yeah, but he does have a nice vertical angle there. Could catch any unsuspecting members off
They do not
guard.
happen to swing him. Sebi is going to have to take the brunt of this force. They understand the knife coming in. Catching
Didn't seem to catch
nobody.
anyone. Nice crossfire. Sebi's able to
One
find
kill.
one.
Sebi
Nice.
with a 4K.
Yeah, that was a great crossfire there from CC. There's really nothing that UMass could do.
Webby on life support, but the plug did not get pulled. Was KJ on UMass's side. Tetsu was not able to quite remove the plug from the outlet. And
Yeah,
Webby
he was
survives
crippled.
to keep his gun with the help of Sebi, getting 4 frags there single-handedly, picking Champlain up.
Their fears betray
As I understand, Sebi is their IGL. He might have figured something out, and he's just reading them right now. Reading them like a picture book. Maybe not a picture book, probably Harry Potter, because, the score is 11-9 to Champlain. OG sitting in the radius of his teleport. Potentially going to be able to get 1 frag and teleport out really quickly.
Yeah, maybe the UMA maybe could trade him out there, but it looks like they're going to back off. I don't think they want to push through this angle.
It is so difficult to trade out a chamber. I mean, you have a small window. Once he decides to TP, you can kill him right before he TPs, but it's tough. You got to be on it. You got to be quick. Luxy sitting in tree because you see the pot butt right on his right. Catches
Nice.
Glorbius, gets out with his life, doesn't even take damage.
Yeah, sends the Prowler out, gets information. Seems like he's gonna repeat it.
Webby's knife is gonna scan up catwalk. It's like catwalk, like those like model walks. It's like a nice like long walkway up mid.
Yeah, nice long walkway for him to maybe walk into his demise.
UMass stuck in a main. Sebi getting 1. Sebi, Luxy,
Wow.
Teal, all of Champlain members coming alive, and they get the Felinos flawless. I didn't quite realize it, but
Yeah,
both teams have given us a pizza.
seems like UMass just took a little too long there. 3 of their players forced through archways, and they walked through archways right into a Felino's flawless for
All
CC.
I'm saying is we are not starving tonight, boys. We are not starving.
We're
My
eating
HelloFresh
good
package did not
tonight.
come through, but at least we are being fed by the pizza.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd want to
I
eat
don't know
that
about
pizza
that.
though.
Yeah, I don't know about that pizza in
Maybe
particular.
like up the graphics quality a little. I'd eat it, but not right
OG
now.
with an operator. That's the first time I've seen him come out with one that isn't his chamber op. It's a little slower. Glorbius
Yo.
with a jump spot. Might have caught OG. Does
mean-
not decide to repeat that.
At least OG knows where he is now.
Luxy smoked off
Here.
in short.
OG's
OG as well smoked off mid. This is giving Champlain the illusion that UMass might be taking mid control, but OG isn't hearing anything. They're stacking up towards B. I mean, all 5 players are right outside the B lobby or the B main area. It's the main push to get onto B. I mean,
UMass, they want to go
Webby
quick through this choke.
knifing, catches only KJ, Prowler, and another KO knife. They know 3 players are there. Molly
Webby's
off,
gonna black
OG
off.
takes a lick of damage. His heals are a little spiked, and they get
Yeah.
the Cypher free. This will be a 5-on-5 retake with lots of utility coming out for both sides. This is going to be a really interesting retake for UMass to stay in the game. I forgot to mention that Felino's flawless brought Champlain to match point.
Woo! Yeah, like
Zenny catching Webby, pushing the smoke.
nice
Teal
shot.
getting 1, getting traded. Sebi trades him out 2. It is now a 3v2 on the side of UMass.
standing.
1v3, Luxy not able to pull it through. 10-12.
Yeah.
UMass clawing their way, hoping. They are hanging on that cliff with at least 3 fingers right now. They've got 3 fingers. They need 2 more fingers, 2 more rounds to bring it to overtime. And what a map that will be if we get to see an overtime in just map 2.
Yeah.
I don't know what week we're on for Valorant, but
Nonetheless, I mean, it's been a great series either way. We've seen great moments from both of these teams. We've seen great moments from a lot of these pop-off players.
OG taking a very quick stance, teleporting
Nice
out, getting a
teleport.
little bit of damage. Prowler letting Tetsu know that there is somebody there pushing up. Probably gave him the drop on OG, which allowed him to have a quicker reaction time on that kill. OG might have been able to get that without the Prowler there, but I mean, at this level and at 10-12, you're not going to take any chances. If you don't use util to clear things out, you will be punished.
Yeah, UMass is still playing slow, trying to get the information.
OG's pushed up mid. OG and Luxy are both mid. They're deep mid. Sebi and Teal's in wine, and Sebi's baiting for him. Trying to make UMass think that Teal isn't there, but it doesn't matter because UMass is just entirely on the B side. The Prowler, the hot catches. I think that's the 1 or 2.
great.
Fatal coming in. Webby forced back to stairs.
Yeah.
Prowler catches him. He is so stuck. This
Webby
could be
all
really
alone
dangerous.
here.
Zen catches him fully. No chance. The turret's facing the wrong way. OG's just able to walk up.
OG has a really great position
OG
here.
could die. Oh no!
Turret
They brought
spots
down to
him.
15 HP. They know that there's a couple B main. Sebi smoking off the back of sight to cut off that angle. 4v4.
This retake
Teal
could be
with
it.
1. I don't know if they'll expect this guy close right on Teal's shoulder.
Nice.
Catches Clouth. They know 1. They know where both are. The Hawk gets both. Sebi
That's
with
it.
the last 2.
CC's gonna take it.
Teal wasting a little bit of an ult, but that will be game. Champlain surviving to bring them to match point with 3 players.
And they managed to give us, what, 2 Felinos flawless?
2 Felinos flawless
UMass gave
in
us one as
map.
well.
What a game.
That was a great game, especially that retake there. It was methodical, it was slow. I like the way that Teal peeked those angles coming in from
Zenny carrying
Yeah.
his team on the back.
Zenny just
Dropping
insta-leaving.
26-12, man. You've got to feel good after that, after getting demolished on Fracture.
Yeah, but I mean, Zenny, he's got to feel bad though too. Like, I mean, it is a team game. You have 4 teammates. You win as a team and you lose as a team. Zenny seemed to be the strongest player on UMass, but it doesn't matter because CC just has so many well-rounded players.
I was quite intrigued by, apparently this is Champlain's pick, and it went way more in the way of an even game than I would have expected after watching the absolute blowout that Fracture was. I mean, 13-3, it doesn't get much further away than that. I mean, 13-0, you could flawless the game, and that technically I would assume that would clarify for a Felinos flawless, but honestly,
Yeah,
that's got to feel good for Champlain knowing that their map pick, from the information that I've gotten, went that well for them. I mean, they really just abused the rotation time that UMass had to deal with on Fracture, and just the gambles that UMass took were just not okay. They did not work out for them, but UMass was a completely different team on Ascent. We didn't get to see Haven as a 3rd map, but
I mean, you mentioned earlier, like, maybe Fracture was just UMass's warm-up round, but, like, if it's a best of 3, if you're sort of surrendering the first map as sort of a warm-up or, like, feeling things out, you're sort of surrendering, what, 1/3 of the game? So
I mean, yeah, that's incredibly difficult. If you lose the first map of the series, you have to claw your way back as a 2-0, and mentally getting destroyed that first map and knowing that you have to win the next 2 is so draining on your mental.
Yeah.
And that's just tough for UMass. I mean, that was a really interesting game to watch, but we're gonna throw it to a break and have an interview with Luxy, who performed really well on Fracture and on Ascent as well. And we'll
Yeah.
see you guys for the interview.